What if I told you that the key to powering your favorite devices isn't locked away in some high-tech lab or sold by a billion-dollar corporation, but sitting right now on a grocery store shelf for just $1? Imagine this. You're holding an old phone charger in one hand and a humble grocery item in the other. Most people would toss that charger in the junk drawer and never give that grocery item a second thought. But what if, together, they could unlock a source of power that's been hiding in plain sight all along? Here's the wild part. This isn't some science fiction fantasy or clickbait headline. This is a real working method that almost nobody talks about. Why? Because it's so simple, so accessible, and so cheap that it threatens to upend everything we've been told about energy and self-sufficiency. The truth is, most people will never hear about this. They'll keep buying overpriced batteries and power banks, never realizing there's a secret hiding in their kitchen and their junk drawer. But you're about to discover what they would rather you didn't know, a $1 hack that could change the way you think about power forever. Let's take a step back and look at how most of us power our devices today. Think about the last time your phone died or your flashlight ran out of juice. What did you do? Chances are you reached for a pack of store-bought batteries or plugged into the wall, drawing electricity from a grid you have no control over. Maybe you even shelled out for a fancy power bank, hoping it would be the magic bullet for your energy needs. But have you ever stopped to wonder why these solutions are so expensive, so complicated, and, let's be honest, so wasteful? Every year, millions of us spend hundreds of dollars on disposable batteries that end up in landfills, leaking chemicals into the environment. Power banks promise convenience, but they're just another gadget to charge, maintain, and eventually replace. And the electricity from the grid? It's not just a monthly bill. It's a system designed to keep you dependent, always paying, never truly in control. The companies behind these products aren't just selling you energy. They're selling you the illusion of convenience while quietly locking you into a cycle of endless spending. Here's the kicker. These corporations have a vested interest in making sure you never discover simple, low-cost alternatives. Why would they want you to know that a $1 grocery item and an old charger could do the job? If everyone knew, their profits would take a serious hit. So they market complexity, push planned obsolescence, and keep the real solutions buried under layers of advertising and misinformation. But what if you could break free from this expensive trap? What if you could take back control, save money, and reduce waste, all with a hack that's been hiding in plain sight? So what's really going on here? How can a simple grocery item and an old charger possibly generate power? The answer lies in a branch of science that's been around for centuries, electrochemistry. You might remember the classic science fair experiment where you stick a copper penny and a zinc nail into a lemon or potato, and like magic, it powers a tiny light bulb. But this isn't just a classroom trick. It's the same fundamental principle that powers every battery you've ever used. Here's how it works. Inside that lemon, potato, or even a cup of vinegar, there are acids or electrolytes that allow ions to move freely. When you insert two different metals, say copper and zinc, they react with the electrolyte, causing electrons to flow from one metal to the other. This flow of electrons is electricity, and it can be harnessed to power small devices. The first real battery, invented by Alessandro Volta in 1800, used stacks of metal discs separated by salty paper. Volta's voltaic pile was the foundation for all modern batteries, and it worked on exactly the same principle you can recreate at home. But here's where it gets interesting. Over the years, inventors and tinkerers have experimented with all sorts of household items, lemons, potatoes, vinegar, even salt water, to create simple, effective batteries. There are actual patents and scientific papers documenting these methods, proving they're not just folklore. For example, U.S. Patent 6,79526 describes a food battery that uses fruits and vegetables as electrolytes. Researchers have even powered radios and LED lights using nothing more than kitchen scraps and a few bits of wire. So why don't we hear more about these methods? Because they're too simple, too accessible, and too cheap for big business to profit from. The science is real, the results are proven, and the only thing standing between you and your own DIY power source is a little bit of curiosity. This isn't just a fun experiment, it's a glimpse into a world where anyone can generate their own electricity, no matter their budget or background. And now, you're about to see how this buried science can be put to work for you. But if this science is so simple and so effective, why isn't everyone using it? Why did the idea of powering devices with a potato or a lemon vanish from textbooks and mainstream conversations? The answer isn't just about technology, it's about control, profit, and the stories we're told about what's possible. Let's start with the myth of complexity. We're constantly bombarded with the message that real solutions have to be high-tech, expensive, and out of reach for the average person. Textbooks and media focus on the latest lithium-ion breakthroughs or massive power plants, while the humble food battery is dismissed as a child's experiment. But why? Because if everyone realized how easy it is to generate electricity from everyday items, the multi-billion-dollar battery and energy industries would have a lot to lose. Corporate interests have a long history of shaping what we learn and what we forget. Planned obsolescence, the practice of designing products to wear out or become outdated, keeps us buying new batteries, chargers, and gadgets year after year. If a $1 grocery item could keep your devices running in a pinch, would you really need to buy that expensive backup battery or upgrade your phone just for a slightly better battery life? The answer is obvious, and it's not one that benefits the companies selling you these products. There's also a subtle but powerful form of suppression at play, the gatekeeping of knowledge. When simple DIY solutions are left out of school curriculums and public discourse, they fade into obscurity. The narrative becomes, leave it to the experts, or it's too complicated for regular people. But history tells a different story, one where ordinary people, armed with curiosity and a few basic materials, have always found ways to innovate and survive. So the next time you hear that generating your own power is impossible without expensive gear, remember, sometimes the most powerful solutions are the ones we're told to ignore. And now you're about to see just how real and how useful this forgotten knowledge can be. Let's bring this idea out of theory and into real life. All over the world, people have tapped into this simple science when it mattered most. Take, for example, a group of students in rural India who, during a power outage, used potatoes and scrap metal to light up their classroom so they could keep studying after dark. Their story made headlines, not because the technology was new, but because it was so accessible and effective when everything else failed. Or consider the story of a prepper in the American Midwest who found himself stranded during a winter storm. With the grid down and his phone battery dangerously low, he remembered an old science project, the lemon battery. Digging through his pantry, he found a few lemons, some copper wire, and a handful of nails. Within minutes, he had enough juice to send a text for help. That simple hack, learned years ago, made all the difference. Even in urban environments, DIY enthusiasts have used food batteries to power emergency radios, LED lights, and even small fans during blackouts. Science hobbyists have taken it further, experimenting with different fruits, vegetables, and electrolytes to maximize output. Some have even built multi-cell arrays to charge USB devices, sharing their results online and inspiring others to try it themselves. Imagine never worrying about a dead phone again, even when the power goes out. Imagine teaching your kids a life skill that could one day save them in an emergency. These aren't just clever tricks. They're real-world solutions that prove you don't need to be an engineer or spend a fortune to take control of your own power. And now you're just steps away from trying it yourself. Ready to see how it's done? Here's your complete step-by-step guide to creating your own emergency power source using a $1 grocery item and an old charger. Whether you're a seasoned DIYer or just curious, you'll find this process simple, safe, and surprisingly effective. Materials. List 1 large potato, or lemon, or even a cup of vinegar. Any of these will work. 1 piece of copper wire or copper coin, 1 galvanized nail or a strip of zinc from a hardware store, or even a zinc-coated screw, 1 old USB phone charger cable, cut off the plug-in to expose the wires, 2 alligator clips or basic electrical tape multimeter, optional for measuring voltage. Safety tips. Always wash your hands after handling raw potatoes, lemons, or vinegar. Don't attempt to power high-voltage devices. This hack is for small electronics only. If you're using vinegar, avoid skin or eye contact. Assembly instructions. Insert the copper wire or coin into one side of the potato. Insert the galvanized nail or zinc strip into the opposite side, making sure the two metals don't touch inside the potato. Take your old USB charger cable and strip about 1 inch of insulation from the red, positive, and black, negative wires. Attach the red wire to the copper and the black wire to the zinc using alligator clips or electrical tape. If you have a multimeter, check the voltage between the 2 wires. A single potato usually produces about 0.8 to 1 volt. For more power, connect several potatoes in series. Copper of 1 potato to zinc of the next, and so on, until you reach 3 or 5 volts. Enough to charge a phone or power a small LED. Troubleshooting. If you're not getting power, check your connections. Loose wires are the most common issue. Try using fresher potatoes or lemons, as older ones may have less juice. If you need more voltage, simply add more potatoes or lemons in series. Don't worry if you're not an expert. This project is perfect for beginners and fun for the whole family. You'll be amazed at how quickly you can turn kitchen scraps and junk drawer leftovers into a working power source. Give it a try, share your results, and join a growing community of people taking energy into their own hands. Let's break down the numbers. A single potato costs about $1, and chances are you already have an old charger and some basic hardware lying around. Compare that to a typical power bank, which can set you back $20 to $50, or a pack of disposable batteries that costs $5 to $10 and ends up in the trash after a few uses. Over a year, the average household spends upwards of $100 on batteries alone. money that could be saved or spent elsewhere. But it's not just about cost. Store-bought solutions rely on materials that are mined, manufactured, and shipped across the globe, leaving a hefty carbon footprint. Disposable batteries leak chemicals into landfills, while power banks eventually become e-waste. In contrast, the DIY method uses biodegradable or recyclable materials and can be assembled with items you already own, making it far more sustainable. Reliability matters too. When the grid goes down or you're caught off guard, you can't always run to the store. But with this hack, you have a backup plan that's always within reach. It's not just a money saver, it's a lifeline, and it puts real power back in your hands. Let's be completely honest. This DIY power hack isn't going to run your refrigerator or keep your house lit for days. The output is modest, enough to charge a phone in an emergency, power a small LED, or run a radio, but not much more. Scalability is limited. While you can connect multiple potatoes or lemons to boost voltage, there's a practical limit before it becomes unwieldy. Safety-wise, as long as you stick to low-voltage devices and basic precautions, it's very safe. But never try this with anything that requires serious power. The real value here is in having a reliable, accessible backup when you need it most. It's not a replacement for the grid, but it's a powerful reminder that sometimes the simplest solutions can make all the difference when it counts. Now that you know the secret, the next step is yours. Don't just watch, try it for yourself. Grab a potato, an old charger, and a few basic supplies, and see firsthand how easy it is to generate your own power. Whether you're a DIY veteran or just starting out, this experiment is a chance to take control, learn something new, and maybe even surprise yourself with what's possible. If you run into challenges or discover new tricks, share your results in the comments below. Your experience could help someone else, and together, we can build a community of people who refuse to settle for the status quo. If you found this video eye-opening, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We're just getting started. In our next episode, we'll reveal another piece of hidden tech, a way to turn a soda can and a few household items into a solar-powered generator. You won't want to miss it. So, like, comment, and share this video with friends who love a good hack or want to be prepared for anything. Remember, knowledge is power, and sometimes the best solutions are the ones hiding in plain sight. Stay curious, stay empowered, and I'll see you in the next one.